This is Ashley Davis, number 12, with women's basketball, and you're listening to Inside the Hive.
All right, welcome to Inside the Hive. Right now we have our men's basketball coach with us. We're going to be talking men's basketball since we are hosting the playoff tournament for the first time ever at Black Hills State University. Coach, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic. How are you, Colton?
I'm doing well, especially now that we get to host. I just wanted to ask you, so bringing the tournament to Black Hills State University for the first time since we've been in the NCAA, what does that mean as a coach?
Well, anytime you can do something that's never been done before in a program, it's a special thing, and for us, it's an advantage. You know, for us being able to move on to the semifinals and play these games here at home in front of our home crowd and in our comfortable gym. You know, it's certainly an advantage for us, and then I think it's also exciting for our community and our fan base to be able to see some really good basketball. You know, amongst the four best teams, the four remaining teams, I should say, in the RMAC tournament. So. Just a lot of excitement and a little bit of an advantage for us as well.
Absolutely. So coming off of the win on Tuesday, of course, I'm sure that lit a fire under every player's, butt, if you want to say that. That lit a fire, and how important is that coming off of a win like that, to where it's not only a win, like it's not like you guys just scraped by, but it was a very powerful win.
Yeah, I think it was in many ways kind of a statement win for us, and it was enjoyable to see our guys play as well as they did. I think it was probably the best game we've played of the year on both ends when you take everything into account. But I felt like our intensity level on the defensive end was at a high the entire game, and at times throughout the year we've turned it up to that notch, and on Tuesday night we were there from start to finish. So it started with that, and then offensively we did a great job moving the ball and took shots with confidence, and I just felt like we played with an edge, and it was fun to watch, and then we had a great atmosphere. What a great crowd we had, and that certainly helped us. And so we're in a good spot right now. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going this weekend. But really like where our team's at, like where our frame of mind is at, and like how confidently we played on Tuesday night.
Absolutely. And now with the team that we didn't necessarily have the greatest road game against, we get to play them first. How are you gearing up for that game?
Well, I think it's a good thing for us, being able to play a team that there's a little bit of a revenge factor for us. I think our guys are motivated to show that we're better than what we showed against UCCS a few weeks ago. So I think that's a good thing for us. And then, watching the film, there's certainly a lot of things that we just did not do well down there. Defensively did not play with a great effort and did not have great attention to detail with following some scout things. And then offensively, we were just really sloppy. And all that said, I think we were tied or up with 4 minutes to go in the first half, and then they just went on a major run, and we did not answer it early in the second half. But we feel really good about the matchup. We feel good about where we're at, and we feel pretty confident that we're going to be able to play better basketball than the last time we played them. Perfect.
And of course, the last thing I need to ask you about is the Coach of the Year. What is that like, winning two of those? You won back in 2019, 2020, and then now 21-22.
Well, it's a great honor, but it's really a program award. They don't give these to the team that finishes in the middle of the pack. It's due in large part to our guys and the season they've had, and they're the ones on the court making the plays. So, it's an award that's given to the team that wins the league or is right there. And then certainly our staff, our entire coaching staff, Kyle Lawson, Wyatt Krogman, Mike Gibbs, they deserve a ton of credit. They do so much work behind the scenes and do things to make me look good with their preparation for games and their relationship with our guys and what they do on a day-to-day basis. So it's really a program award, it gets to be my name on it, but it certainly has everything to do with everyone in our program.
And not only is that the only of the year award, we have Player of the Year Joel Scott on our team. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, just so happy for him. He certainly deserves it. There's no question in my mind. He's been the best player in the conference the last 2 years, and so happy that he's being recognized for the player he is. He's put a ton of work into it. He had a great year last year. I thought he was deserving of this award last year, and then he just had a monster offseason. Kellen Anderson, our strength coach, did a great job with him starting last spring and going through the summer and fall, and just got him stronger, got him more athletic. And then Joel worked on a few things. We gave him some things that we felt like he needed to improve on, and he's become a better passer. He's become a better defender. He's become a better leader. And you take all of that into account with all of his skills and ability, and he's a special guy to coach, and certainly deserving of the award.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So, Coach, of course, the fan base, you mentioned that it was a big part of the game on Tuesday. So what would you say to the fans now?
Come again. Keep coming. No, I think, obviously we feed off you, and we're going to need your support. And, let's make it's our last 2 games that you're going to be able to see us this year. And let's make this a special environment again, and come out and support our guys, and be loud and get after it.
Absolutely, Coach. Well, I'm sure we'll be cheering you on, and at least I can say up in the control room we'll be cheering you on. So we'll be ready for you, Coach.
Okay. Thank you, Colton. Thank you for everything you do for us.
Hey, no problem, Coach. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with more Inside the Hive right after this.
At Pioneer Bank and Trust, we work with the best. We work with the doers and the makers, the ones who aren't afraid to put in the extra hours to get it done. Now, the real question is, are you ready to join them? Our customers are the ones who put in a full day before the sun even is up, because that's what it takes to make a business successful. And we want to work with you to make yours an even bigger success. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Welcome back to Inside the Hive. Right now I'm joined with Adam Musa and Sava Dukic. Fellas, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Oh, we're doing fantastic now that we get to play the RMAC playoff here at Black Hills State University.
Absolutely.
First time ever. How does it feel to have that happen?
It feels amazing. I've been here for 4 years, and, I've never felt the excitement that's going around Spearfish right now. I mean, everybody is tuned in. Everybody wants to see us play, and we had a great turnout for the first game, and, I feel like it's going to be a big game. Yeah,
it's going to be a wonderful game. So, you've already made everyone here at Black Hills State proud by even just making it to the tournament. And now that you won the regular season, and we are now hosting the playoffs. Can you just talk about building up to this point, what it's like going through the season and getting to this point?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is one of the best communities I have ever seen when it comes to sports, and especially basketball. These boosters and all the parents are really love the game, and they come out here, and from them coming to every game, and I know how much they missed it last year. So this means a lot.
Absolutely. So now that we made it this far, of course, we have to focus on, trying to make it to the rest of the playoffs. We have to play against UCCS. And, of course, the last meeting with them did not go as planned. Can you tell us a little bit about that week and that weekend?
Yeah, so leading up to that game, it was pretty rough for us. We just came off a long road trip, and then we were going on another long road trip, and practice that week was pretty lousy. We weren't really all in as we should have been, and that leads up to having games like we did. And the next night we played a little bit better against New Mexico, but that stuff happens, and I feel like we're a better team now. Mm-hmm. We're more mature, and we know how to handle those situations better, and I feel like we're a lot more motivated to go into this game and, ready to go.
And obviously you never want to lose, but, when you play a team twice and you have a chance to play them a third in the playoffs, and especially as good as they are, you almost don't want to beat them twice, because that third game is just, the odds are not in your favor. Right. And that game was a 2-point game with 2 minutes left in the first half, and then we had 27,000 turnovers in a row, and things happen. So yeah. Honestly, you never want to lose, but it's a blessing in disguise for sure.
Right. It's a learning experience. It's how you look at it. You could look at it, man, we got beat, or you can look at it hey, I learned what we did wrong. We're going to adjust. We'll use that in the next game against them. And tell us a little bit about the game on Tuesday. That was tremendous. I loved every second of that game.
I mean, we had Sava Dukic turning into prime Steph, turnaround three. Honestly, the first time I've ever been a part of that live, like, that was ridiculous. And, you know, we had Sindhu just getting to the rim at will, Joel doing what Player of the Year does.
Yeah.
And, I mean, when you have the Player of the Year and the Coach of the Year on your side, you have a chance in every game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, he's not going to take credit for it, but, you know, having the point guard, steady leadership from him and, you know, putting pretty much a triple-double up, it was pretty impressive to watch.
Absolutely. You know, all of you guys, that's the thing that I always talk about with Coach is that it's not like you rely on just one player. All of you are incredibly talented. I mean, you look at the numbers, it's not like you have someone that's just going nuts on one stat and that's your only prayer of winning a game. It's like all of you guys are doing your part. What is it like to be in that type of team membership?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard to win when you don't have a team like that. You could win a couple games for sure if you have a couple really good players, but when you have, you know, 3 players that we have in Joel, Adam, and Sindhu, who are easily, in my opinion, 3 of the best players in our conference. And then you got guys like, you know, Tommy, PJ, Ryder, myself, Riker. You know, we're there to help them out pretty much. And, you know, if the other team's, you know, too focused on them, we're going to execute and we're going to do what we have to do.
Like shooting threes all day like you did.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the best part about us is that, like, when Joel gets doubled, I mean, he's an All-American player, so some teams literally double him on his catch.
Yep.
He understands that we're, like, his teammates are wide open, and sometimes I draw the best defender, and I understand that Sava on another defender is better than me going at this dude. So, and, you know, Sava on any other team is a first-team all-conference player, and I genuinely believe that, and we saw that against Western. He gets an opportunity, 27 points, not even a question. So I think we have a lot of players, and the best thing is that sometimes you can have too many, but with the personalities we have, it's honestly perfect.
Right, and you don't have that one person that's like, oh, I'm going to make it to the NBA and just like way over the top. It's all of you guys are very humble. Every time I talk to you guys are very humble, and I love that because that means that you're not hogging the ball, you're not, you know, trying to be Steph Curry out on the court. So honestly, you guys are amazing to watch, and both on and off the court, because you just have this sense of humor about you. You're personable. And that brings us to our next question. I heard something about Connect 4. Who is the best player at Connect 4?
I'd have to say Adam. Probably without a doubt.
Adam?
Well, we live in the dorms, and we had a stretch where we played literally every day for like 2 hours, and it's always fun playing against them. And I have days where I can't even think about beating Riker and Kalen and some of these guys, so it's always fun playing against them.
You know, out of all the games, just board games in general, Connect 4 did not make my list of games to guess that you guys played.
Yeah.
It's just, there's like 6 board games, and some of them I've never even heard of there, so we just picked one that we all knew and started playing it.
And then you just started, you know, winning a whole bunch of money? Is that how that works?
No, of course we would never bet on the game.
Yeah. And then for you, Sava, I heard something about Apex. What is Apex?
It's pretty much just a first-person shooter game on like console, PlayStation, Xbox.
And I heard you're a stud at it.
I wouldn't say a stud. I'm probably third best on the team. I just like playing it, but you know, Mike and Kalen, they really take the crown of get the best guys on the team.
Gotcha. Well, you know, a couple things I do want to ask is, what is one of your craziest stories from this year? Of course, we talked about in the past about a window blowing off the bus, which I don't know if you could top that. But and then second, what is probably one of the best moments for you personally from the entire season?
Oof. Worst? I can't think of much worse than that bus. That was pretty rough. Also, I mean, sometimes those bus rides, like the one from New Mexico Highlands, after 2 losses, driving back home, a 13-hour bus ride, that was pretty rough. I'd have to admit that was probably one of the worst things that could happen too.
Yeah, there's not even close. Yeah. It was an interesting time.
Yeah, for sure. But for the best memory, like you said, for me it'd have to be when we won regular season champs. and being able to cut that net first and turning around and showing it to everybody and getting that eruption from the crowd. That's probably my best memory I'll carry from Black Hills State.
Oh, that is fantastic. Was that your first time cutting a net in the NCAA?
No, we cut 2 years ago at Tech.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was a good feeling too, cutting at their place.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I would have to say, I mean, all these like stories with the Hives are always amazing, but honestly, my favorite story and one of the things I'll remember forever is that Colorado Christian game. You know, I was 0 for 9, struggling, couldn't even hit anything, wide open shots, and for the first play of the overtime, coach gives me the ball and trusts me with the ball in an overtime game where if we lose, we're not conference champs, and you know, that honestly just means so much to me that a coach would trust you with that much after you've been so terrible for the first part of the game.
Well, I wouldn't say terrible. I would say just unlucky.
Yeah, exactly.
He's hard on himself. He wasn't that bad.
No. And fellas, well, of course, we play UCCS at 7:30 on Friday, and we are looking much forward to it. It's going to be an awesome game. I'm sure we're going to have the intensity, if not more, that we did on Tuesday, and it's just going to be phenomenal to watch. Is there anything else you want to talk about for Friday's game?
Just be ready to come out. We're ready. We hope the fans are ready. It's going to be a good game.
And we need it to be loud in here.
As loud as it can be.
That's right. All right, fellas. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and we wish you the best of luck on Friday, and we'll be watching, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.